What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about how we can start and keep going the fake church movement. So here's the concept behind it. So wouldn't it be cool if we could take a brand like Coke, maybe something that has nationwide or even worldwide recognition, and we could just like hijack the name Coke, and instead of selling Coke, we could put like sink water in there that costs us nothing, that's way easier to make because Coke's got this secret sauce they use, that secret formula, and we could just put bottled water in there and sell it. And so we thought about trying that for a while, but probably they'd sue the socks off of us, so that didn't work. And same thing with Pepsi. And then we thought let's try Nike, and we can sell the cheap knockoff shoes for Nike, and that would work. But then they would sue us too. So we're trying to think, what is an organization that has nationwide or even worldwide recognition that we can use that brand, and we can just do something easy with it to make money off of it. And so we've got like a research team on it, and we finally came up with a solution, a worldwide recognizable brand that we can take and we can use for whatever we want. And the brand is the church. Yeah, nobody's going to sue us. We can do whatever we want with the name church. We can do anything with the name church, and nobody's going to sue us. It's going to be so awesome. So here were some ideas, some ways that we can start and keep going the fake church movement. And so there's a lot of ways to do it. One is that we can rip you off with False Hope Church. It's a great model, rip you off a False Hope Church. And here's how that works, is that we tell people that if you come to church, and more specifically, if you give to church, then nothing bad's going to happen in your life, or if something bad does happen, if you just give more, it's going to be better. So if you get cancer, just give us more money. If your kids are mean, give us more money. If you have a bad day at work, give us more money. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Dude, we would be racking up buying private jets before you know it. I mean, this model works. Everybody's seen it happen on some of those new channels. So that's one. And so maybe after we do that one, and the best news, nobody can sue us. Nobody can say you can't use church. We can just hijack that thing. If that doesn't work, or maybe you want a different model, you can join the fake church movement and do the "we're better than you" church. And we can point at other people and point out their sins and their faults and their problems, and we'll feel so much better about ourselves. And we can do that church, and people really love that model. And it's so easy to do, guys. There's no secret formula. Just be really self-righteous, point your finger at people, and yell at people not like you, and the money will start flowing in. At least that's what I've heard. If that doesn't work, then we could try, and this one might be a little bit offensive to some people, but to the people that love it, they really love it, we could do the Republican church, where we look at the Democrats, and anybody that's not a Republican be like, y'all are going straight to hell. And our people that are like us will love it. Or we could do the Democratic church. We can look at all the Republicans and say, listen, guys, y'all are straight from the forces of evil if you're not with us. And the best news about the Republican church or the Democratic version of the church, we can take the name church and we can put anything we want in there, is that there's a political year coming up, a presidential election. And so, guys, that's just like a really lucrative opportunity. You might want to try that. I know the question that comes up almost every time is, why don't you just try the original formula? Well, there's one problem with that is, it's been 2,000 years. I'm not even really sure anybody knows what that looks like anymore, so it's maybe too old, and maybe we've lost some of it. But even the parts we know, I think we do, we could find it if we really looked, and we could figure out what the original formula for the church was. But why would we go to all that trouble? And even if we did, man, it's just way too complicated. I don't know if you've heard of the founder of this organization. His name's Jesus. If you have, he's made it so hard to be the church. He said things like this. He said, here's one of the ingredients of being the church. The church is the people that will pick up your cross and follow me. And responsibility is not really in right now. And so I think that would probably not be a great type of church to sell to people. Like the whole responsibility, you shoulder responsibility to help other people, even if it causes you to suffer in the meantime. Okay, so there's some other stuff he said. He's like, love your neighbor as yourself. And then he went on more specifically to say, love your neighbor, love the people like I've loved you. And then he made it really difficult to copy this recipe for the church. He went on to define your neighbor as basically anybody. That your neighbor is not defined by being the same race or being from the same country or having the same culture or whatever. And he said basically, yep, if they're living and breathing human beings, then they're your neighbors. And so Man, that's just a model of church that's way too hard to follow. So that's what the fake church thing is all about. So anyway, in case you can't tell, I was being sarcastic. And here's our thought. We've got a series coming up, and even if you're not a part of our church and you don't ever come, this is a great thought for you. Is it possible that we call ourselves the church, but we just have hijacked the brand? That maybe we're faking it, that maybe we're a fake church, and maybe we grew up seeing our parents or our grandparents, but our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents were still about like 2,000 years removed from the original recipe, from the original thing. And so maybe we need to do a little looking in the mirror, a little reflection, and say, are we really the church? Are we really the church that loves the least of these? Are we really the church that is so laser-focused on this story about a man who died on a cross and was resurrected and gives us hope? The story of Jesus, the story of unconditional love, the story of forgiveness, the story of and just power to overcome the things that are self-destructive in our lives. Like, man, have we lost some of that over the years, and have we begun to play church, and have we done fake church, even with good intentions? This is not pointing the finger at other people, pointing the finger at your boy, okay? I've been in the church for a long time, so maybe I've been faking church too. And so this is going to be a series, a 6-week series coming up. It's called Faux Church, F-A-U-X. It means fake. It's fancy for fake, which is appropriate because one of the ways we fake church is by making it fancy, because we think if it's fancy, God's got to like it because God's fancy, right? That's stupid. Anyway. So we're called Faux Church, and we're going to take 6 weeks, and it's going to be a little bit painful if you're a Christian, because we're going to point the finger at ourselves and say, have we really been like modeling what the church did when it turned the world upside down in the book of Acts? Or have we been doing fake church? And it's going to be a little painful, but it's good, because we're going to point out the ways we are faking it so that we can quit faking it, and so that we can be the church. And because the church... Like when the church uses the original recipe, it turns cities upside down. It turns families upside down. It changes the world. And so I just want to be I want some of that. I don't want to fake it anymore. I want to be a part of the real deal, the Jesus movement that changes everything. So, Faux Church, not Fox. That's not the way you say it. It's F-A-U-X. I know it looks like Fox, but it's Faux Church, fake church series coming up. It's going to be 6 weeks worth. That's why we're doing it, because it's so tempting to fake church unintentionally with good intentions, and we don't want to do that anymore. We want to look like the original recipe, the real deal, the followers of Jesus that radically love people and just clung on to this message of cross, resurrection, hope, love your neighbor as yourself, love your enemies, pick up your cross, and follow Jesus no matter what it takes, wherever it goes. And we can be, as much as we're flawed and as much as we're messed up, we can be the change people that change Hartsville and change Darlington and change McBee and change wherever it is you come from whenever we follow Jesus like that. Because the church, when it uses the original recipe, the church is unstoppable. See y'all later.